Step into the darkness where reality blurs and nightmares come alive. The crisp autumn air enveloped us as we set up camp in the heart of the forest, our laughter mingling with the crackle of the campfire and the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind. It was supposed to be a weekend of adventure and relaxation, a chance to escape the stresses of everyday life and reconnect with nature. Little did we know, our idyllic getaway would soon become a nightmare beyond our wildest imagination. As darkness fell and the stars began to twinkle overhead, we huddled around the fire, swapping stories and sharing laughs late into the night. But as the hours passed and fatigue began to set in, a strange fog began to creep its way through the trees, shrouding the forest in an eerie haze. At first, we dismissed it as nothing more than a passing weather phenomenon, but as the fog thickened and the air grew colder, a sense of unease settled over our campsite like a heavy blanket. We tried to ignore it, to convince ourselves that it was just our imaginations running wild in the darkness, but deep down, we knew that something was terribly wrong. As the fog enveloped us, we realized that we were trapped, cut off from the outside world by an impenetrable wall of mist that seemed to stretch on endlessly in every direction. Panic set in as we struggled to find our way out of the forest, but no matter which direction we turned, we were met with nothing but swirling fog and oppressive darkness. Hours passed, and still, we found no escape from the suffocating embrace of the fog. Exhausted and disoriented, we stumbled through the forest, our voices hoarse from shouting for help that never came. And then, just when we thought we couldn't go on any longer, we stumbled upon it, a clearing nestled deep within the heart of the forest, its edges illuminated by an otherworldly glow that seemed to emanate from the very ground itself. As we approached the clearing, a sense of dread washed over me, and I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. There was something unnatural about this place, something that sent a shiver down my spine and made my heart race with fear. And then, as if from nowhere, they appeared, the spirits of those who had perished in the forest long ago, their forms twisted and distorted by the mists that surrounded them. They drifted through the clearing like wisps of smoke, their eyes empty and soulless as they silently watched us with a hunger that sent a chill down my spine. With a cry of terror, we turned and fled, our footsteps echoing through the darkness as we raced through the forest, desperate to escape the malevolent spirits that pursued us. But no matter how fast we ran, they were always one step ahead, their ghostly forms closing in on us with every passing moment. As we stumbled through the forest, our minds reeling with fear and confusion, we realized that there was only one way to escape the nightmare that had engulfed us. We had to confront the spirits head-on and uncover the truth of their tragic demise. With a newfound sense of determination, we turned and made our way back to the clearing, our hearts pounding in our chests as we prepared to face the horrors that awaited us. And as we stepped into the clearing once more, we knew that there was no turning back. We were about to come face to face with the true terror of the forest. The spirits swirled around us, their ghostly forms twisting and contorting in the mist as they closed in on us with a hunger that sent a chill down my spine. But instead of running, we stood our ground, our hearts filled with a courage that we never knew we possessed. With a cry of defiance, we called out to the spirits, demanding answers to the questions that had plagued us since we first set foot in the forest. And to our surprise, they answered, a chorus of whispers that filled the clearing with a sound that seemed to echo through the ages. As the spirits spoke, we learned of their tragic fate, their lives cut short by a terrible accident that had claimed them all those years ago. They had wandered the forest ever since, trapped between the world of the living and the world of the dead, their souls unable to find peace until they were able to tell their story. With tears in our eyes, we listened as the spirits recounted their tale, their voices filled with sorrow and regret. And as they spoke, we realized that we were not so different from them. We were all trapped in our own personal hells, haunted by the ghosts of our pasts and unable to move on until we confronted the demons that tormented us. With a newfound sense of understanding, we reached out to the spirits, offering them the closure that they so desperately craved. And as we did, the fog began to lift, dissipating into the night like smoke on the wind. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, we found ourselves standing once more in the clearing, the spirits gone and the forest bathed in the soft glow of morning. And as we made our way back to camp, we knew that we had faced our fears and emerged stronger for it. We had confronted the darkness that lurked within the depths of the forest and emerged victorious.